Here we go. First, I check it for any signs of damage in shipping. Okay, everything looks good. And now we'll do the test. Okay, it came in with 98.6 volts and it is in shipping mode. So what you got to do, honey, keep your eye on the dog, is do the same thing as you do with all the other wheels. You press the motor stop and keep it pressed in, turn it on, and don't wait, straight away 5 times. Click on the power button 5 times. Motor stop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There it goes. Alright. Let's see, check the headlight. Headlight works. Flashing mode works. LED works. LEDs work. Alright, the rest for tomorrow. With the Monster Pro, apparently there's ingress of water from where the LED lights go inside, the wires go inside the shell. So I'm going to seal it all up. I don't ride in the rain or wet conditions, so I'm not worried about it. But in case I ever sell the wheel to someone, I don't want him to have issues. Now, one thing for guys that may be their first time, there's 2 screws that now they put their emblem or their logo over the 2 screws for some reason now. So peel that off. There's 2 screws behind there, and then when you go to peel it off, they have double-sided sticky tape on the battery which sticks to the outer shell, and you just have to play with it and pry it off. Don't panic, it's not going to break as long as you're taking all the screws out. Okay, first glance inside. 8 bolts holding the shell to the hanger. A new style buzzer, I believe it's louder. Then this is a cover they have come up with for the motherboard, and the cover is only held on with goop here. It doesn't have any screws holding it in, which is fine. This thing here is just a piece of foam going over, I suppose, the connectors. I don't know what's the purpose of it. I have zero idea. Okay, the water ingress is obviously from where the wires are coming in, I believe. But yes, and also if I can shine this so you can see it, let me see if I can get rid of these wires so you can see it better. There's clips that is holding the LEDs in place, and water, yeah, there, yeah. If I shine my torch inside the wheel well, see if I, okay, you see that white dot at the bottom there by the wires? Now when I remove my flashlight, there, you can see it. So water is definitely coming from there when you're going over wet surface, and the tire picks up all the dirt and water and throws it in, and it comes through basically any hole inside the wheel well. So that's one. And then let's see, There, by these clips, there. I'm sure you can see the light coming on and off. So that is by these clips here. This side also has clips. Okay, I ended up using liquid tape. I was too lazy to go to Home Depot and get Flex Seal where you can spray in there. So I used this on this hole. I didn't like it much, so I ended up pouring hot glue. So I basically poured hot glue over there. Yes, I know if the time ever comes that the LEDs don't work, it's gonna be a pain to get rid of the hot glue, but I'll do it. Besides, if LEDs stop working, I don't care. I don't need LEDs. Then I poured hot glue over those clips. I poured hot glue over these clips and over the hole that the LED wires come through, and over that hole. Then while I was at it, I covered what used to be the place for the buzzer. So I'm gonna do the same for the other side, and that's it. I looked, I don't see where else is possible for water to come through. Now obviously where the two halves meet, there's a seam, but let's say water splashes and gets in through that wheel well, it's going to be up here somewhere, and there's nowhere for it to go. I suppose it is possible, let's see, it is possible that it would come through these holes, but I just don't think so. Yeah. So I suppose the easiest is when I drop the motor, I will seal the seam between the two halves with duct tape, and then that will stop any water getting, you know, to this part up here, and maybe trickling down through there. Yeah, so duct tape over the seam in the wheel well would be the answer. Okay, now I'm going to turn it over, do the same hot glue on the other side. Okay, another thing for people that want to put slime in here, when you go to remove the core, obviously these long things don't work, so you need a short core remover. This guy, which is the top for the slime, can also be used as a valve core remover. If you still can't get it in there because of space, just undo this retaining knot. By the way, from my dirt biking days and mountain biking days, I never put these tight. These knots, I never put them tight to give inner tube room to play a little bit. Obviously not like that, but I don't tighten it at all, because you could rip out the stem from the inner tube. So then now you have enough space to remove the core. I didn't use this. I had this guy and I used that. Then I put my slime in already. Then you put your core in, and doing this with one hand is difficult, and basically you just put it back in. That's it. Then what I do, I write the the wheel at around 10 psi. Just back and forth. Don't go over anything, don't jump a curb or nothing, just for a few hundred feet, just back and forth. And in my opinion, it seats the tire better. And then go ahead, put your whatever psi you want in there. The Monster Pro, because of the weak rim, I'm going to be riding it at 50 psi. Alrighty. Okay, I finished with the sealing the holes for the LED wires and the LED clips where water enters inside the shell. I couldn't find any other holes, so all those holes are sealed. I put the Clark bumpers on. I'm using the pads that Gotway sends until I make my own pads or get Clark pads. One other thing I did is I don't use a trolley handle. This is tall enough and I don't commute anywhere, and it's tall enough if I need to take it somewhere I can just use the handle or with the seat. So I sealed around here so water doesn't enter through there either. Now I suppose ride it and find out what it is all about. Oh yeah, and I put my Bigode adjustable pedals on there.